Hostia, tío, todo esto lo explico, todo esto que está explicando este chico lo explico en el curso de Smart Money, el último que hice. Las 10 clases, que tenéis el libro incluido en el canal de YouTube, por si no lo sabíais, en el canal principal. Pero todo lo que está hablando de Previous Week, Low, o sea, el Previous Yesterdays, Yesterday, Previous Day, y luego está el Yesterday también. Bueno, sí, el Previous Day, Week, Yesterdays, y el rango de las sesiones asiáticas y la sesión de Londres. Todo esto lo explico, lo explico en el curso de Smart Money gratuito, con libro incluido, gratis. Bueno, por aquí me pasan buenas, Paul. Si puedes reaccionar a este vídeo, está notable. Expone a todos los de ICT, incluso al mítico Larry Williams. Sí, creo que es el que vamos a ver ahora. No sé si es este sponsing. A ver, vamos a ver. Copiar. Vamos a ver. No sé cómo se copia, pero... esto es de Vini Emini. Todavía no lo he puesto, Dame un segundito que lo pongo. A ver... ICT Robbins World Cup, Trading Scam, lo voy a poner, a ver, Trading Scam. Esto hace 2 semanas, de Vini Emini. World Cup, Championship, Contest, Exposed. Vale, lo vamos a dejar por aquí, no lo tenía planeado, pero me lo guardo. La Robbins Comp es un fraude, bro. Ve el vídeo que te envié. ¿Cómo que, bro? A ver, gente, por favor, un respeto a los mayores. Pura sangre, esto de bro... ¿Cómo que bro? Bro no. ¿Quiénes somos bros? Somos puras sangres. Bro. Hermano. ¿Qué pasa, hermano? Bueno, vamos a ver este vídeo, ¿vale? Que también es parecido a lo que me estáis pasando. Pero cuando la entrevista del humilde sensei, eso no entra en la Robbins World Cup porque se preocupa por enseñar a nuevos traders para sacaros de la pobreza. Me imagino que el pelón junto a Michael inventando una excusa porque no les fue a profit. Iba a hacer el vídeo del sensei, iba a reaccionar al sensei. Pero ¿sabéis qué pasa? Me da una pereza ver ese hombre. Me da una pereza. ¿Qué tal? Es que es tan inaguantable, os lo juro que me da, es verle la cara y darme repelús y decir, hostia puta, pero ¿cómo puedes tener este tío tantos seguidores? Bueno, la mitad comprados, ¿no? Pero ¿cómo se le puede creer a este tío? O sea, hay que ser muy ingenuo y muy pori para creerle. Y es que, ¿sabéis qué? Se lo dejo a Capello, se lo dejo a Marciano Blog, se lo dejo a otros. Cuando ellos saquen vídeo, yo reacciono exponiendo, porque ya más expuesto no puede estar el tío. O sea, Rocket 21 ya a punto de chapar, ya no trabaja allí, le han pillado con 50.000 mentiras, ha estafado con Alamin, o sea, ha hecho de todo. Y bueno, se hace el tour de las redes sociales, blanquea imagen y otra vez de nuevo, ¿no? Entonces me da pereza, gente, me da pereza, de verdad, me da pereza, tío. Yo qué sé, ya prefiero centrarme en buscar traders buenos y ver estrategias, a ver cómo ellos lo hacen, y por eso no reacciono. O sea, cuando alguien saque otro vídeo exponiéndolo, reaccionaré, pero me da mucha pereza ver al pelón ese diciendo 4 tonterías, que es que de verdad me entran ganas de levantarme y soltarle un sopapo, porque es que tiene una cara que cada vez que la veo me entra una gana de darle una hostia, os lo juro, pero entonces esas caras, ¿sabes? En el colegio nos pasaba que venía uno con la nuca así, que dices, hostia, le voy a pegar un collejón en la nuca y le van a saltar los ojos que le van a salir por las ventanas. Pues lo mismo, ¿sabes? Pues pues eso, por eso no me da pereza. Bueno, amigos, vamos al vídeo de Money Engineer. No los conozco estos, no sé si... Bueno, vamos a ver de qué trata, ¿vale? Dice que los expone a todos los traders. De momento yo tengo las entrevistas de los traders. De momento vamos a ver qué es lo que expone, no lo sé muy bien. Pero ya de advertencia sale Tori Trades, ¿vale? Mi amor mi trader, ¿cómo es la trader? Mi amor trader, ¿vale? Está aquí, Tori Trades, ¿vale? Que lo sepáis, ¿vale? Que nadie se meta con mi Tori.
I watch hours of interviews just for you to extract the strategies that got funded each of these ICT traders. So leave a like if you want more of that, and let's get into number 1.
Could you describe your personal model and what specific ICT concepts do you employ in it?
Yeah, so my personal model is really just trading the weekly or the daily range within those specific profiles. So I utilize the economic calendar, and I'm really just looking for the Judah swing, above or below the midnight open to a specific standard deviation, market structure shift, and then entering on a fair value gap. Like 80 to 90% of my trades are probably using the fair value gap.
Awesome. So are you a London trader or a New York trader, or do you?
O sea, la ha resumido en menos de un minuto, ¿eh? Nosotros ya seguimos a JTFX, ya lo sabéis que hace tiempo que lo seguimos. De hecho, he reaccionado a 2 vídeos y siempre se plantea la semana, ¿no? Pero está muy bien. Toma de liquidez, opera en un fair value gap. O sea, súper bien, tío. La ha resumido, ¿eh? Muy bien.
Do both.
Just New York. Just New York.
Nueva York.
I've tried to, change my sleep schedule up to get up for London, but it just my body doesn't agree with it.
It's very difficult to do if you're not in a part of the world where it's easy to do it. It's a challenge. Could you walk us through a typical day as a trader, and like how do you analyze? Briefly, like what's it like for you to wake up, start your day? What analysis do you do? Do you have a routine that you follow, and what would that be like?
Yeah, it's pretty monotonous. Like every week I'm doing the same thing. So Sunday nights I'm sitting down at the charts and reviewing my weeklies, preparing for the week, looking at the economic calendar, and then during the evening, at each close I'm looking at, the previous day's highs and lows, the session highs and lows, the narrative behind that, and preparing for the following day. Expecting a Judah swing in one direction or the other.
Now, in terms of my framework,
swing
with power of 3 accumulation and manipulation.
Okay, yeah,
that's what I do every single day. So if I'm expecting a bullish day from the opening price, I want to see accumulation beforehand in the Asian range, preferably. The accumulation could go into London. I trade New York and London close specifically. Okay. That's where that's my niche in trading, right? In New York, I'll either look for a simple continuation, or if a point of interest is hit, I'll try and frame a reversal trade. Given whatever I am in the power of 3 model, it's always a power of 3 on the daily. The daily candles from its open, low, high, close. So let's say it's a bullish day. The bullish candle is most likely to open, make the low, then the high, and then close near the high, right? So I'm waiting for manipulation to the low and seeing confirmation that we're about to expand to make the opposing end of the range. And I'll just, once I have that framework, and this is what people do, they overcomplicate the entry. I need this fair value gap lined up with this order block at this time of day with an optimal trade entry on the Fib. All you need to know is this: where is price right now? Where has it come from? Where is the day likely to expand to? Where is price likely to go in this chart that I'm looking at? A simple retracement entry with a safe stop loss. Target where price is likely to go. Rinse and repeat that every single day. I don't know who...
Qué buena lo que acaba de decir, ¿eh? Que la gente se complica demasiado con la entrada, que lo que tienes que saber es dónde está el precio ahora, hasta dónde podría, o sea, más o menos hasta dónde podría retroceder o manipular y hacia dónde va a expandir. Punto. Power of 3. Qué buena, tío. Qué buen resumen del day trading.
5 pip, 3 pip stop loss. I usually have a 2-to-1, max 4-to-1.
2-1, máximo 4-1.
I barely get.
My strategy, for example, is like this.
Pues claro que sí, es que estas operaciones de 20-1 y 30-1, sí, que te salen, pero ¿qué? ¿Cada cuánto? Cada vez que hay un eclipse lunar, gente.
To have a clear
Alex,
understanding of
este ya lo hemos visto.
So, what's the next, as we call, draw on liquidity? There are 2 possible ways that the machine works. You have the first way, the machine is gonna go to liquidity. So liquidity is in highs and lows, okay? The other way, you have inefficiency filling. So when you have movement in markets, this movement leaves small holes in price action, okay? It means that buy side and sell side liquidity are not balanced, okay? There is an imbalance. So the machine just goes for liquidity or filling imbalances. That's bias, okay? And you can have bias for, let's say, the next 50 minutes or the next hour or the next 4 hours, the next day, week, etc. First thing done, 80% of the work here, understanding where the machine wants to go. And if you know how the machine operates, it's quite easy to recognize this pattern because the machine goes on buy programs or sell programs. If you are able to read the price action, it's quite easy. Then, timing.
¡Qué bueno, tío! Fair value gaps, ineficiencias, mercado ineficiente y buscando liquidez. ¡Qué buena, qué buena! ¡Qué buenas estrategias! ¡Dios, dame más!
Timing is fundamental. Okay, so you need to be in front of charts at the right moment because you know that movement is gonna come when there is volume. When volume is entering the markets, manipulation takes place. Then you have the third thing is power of 3. The machine, when the machine wants to go up, it will go down first and then up, okay? So you have this cycle. You can observe this cycle in the 50-minute candle. You can observe in 1 hour candle. When you have one expensive hour, every single candle is like this. If it wants to go up, it will go down first, opening price, going down, then going up. If the machine wants to go down, it will go up from the opening price and then down. Okay, why does this happen? Because the smart money, we want to buy low and sell high. So if we want to buy, where do we buy? At discount. So below the opening price. The opening price, it's like a line that allows you to understand where is low and where is high. And then you start observing the machine creating the same pattern all over and over again. And this is technical science. I will leave for ICT. He is way better than me in explaining. After you understand power of three, so how an expensive candle takes place, you just need entry technique. This entry technique, it's for me, it's fair valuation or order blocks. And this is technical science. I will not explain.
What would you say if you were asked to describe your personal model and what ICT concepts do you actually employ in it? You don't have to say it in great detail, but like what type of trade model do you use? Is it a day trading model? Is it a swing trading model? And what concepts do you use in it?
Yeah, so for me, I am an intraday trader. Swing trading for me, I can't hold a trade for a couple of days because if I'm up, if I'm up and I lose a trade, I'm like, damn, I wasted 3 days of my life for this to just hit stop loss. Yeah. I can't do swing trading, so I do intraday trading. The model that I've noticed that has given me the highest probability setups is definitely trading with the institutional order flow or the trend, using fair value gaps as a way to see where price wants to go and correlating that with the institutional order flow. And then once you have that on the higher time frame, knowing what the bias is, the moment you know the bias on the higher time frame, it becomes much easier to trade and find these setups on the lower time frame. So then I go on the lower time frame, and the setups which I have found that I consider as A+ setup is during London session, it's prime time for Tiller swoops. So liquidity grabs, equal highs into an order block. That's like my best A+ setups. And then the second one would be OTE. I watched that entire playlist on YouTube, that OTE videos. That helped a lot. So those two are my main A+ setups. Okay. And it just correlates. And it's also the same as power of three. I love those three setups.
Awesome.
So I tried to find an advantage, and so I first find out what dollar is doing, and then I find out what Euro GBP is doing. I'm looking for buy or sell, and then I'm looking at Asian range, right? Preferably, I want Asian range to be a consolidation between 20 to 30 pips, right? Just a consolidation with the highs, like you could clearly see the highs and lows, right? Because these highs and lows will get swept, right? This is just accumulation that's happening. And then my easiest session to trade, right, is London, right? Because London is what ICT calls the Judas swing. It's the false move, right? So if they're planning on taking the market down for the day, what they usually do at a Asian session, they will lure traders long, right? This is where breakout traders will come in, right? Breakout traders will come in. They will go up there, maybe hit yesterday's stops, right? Some high from yesterday or previous week's high. And so people, when they see that, they're like, oh man, it broke market.
Hostia, tío, todo esto que está explicando este chico lo explico en el curso de Smart Money, el último que hice. Las 10 clases, que tenéis el libro incluido en el canal de YouTube, por si no lo sabíais, en el canal principal. Pero todo lo que está hablando de Previous Week Low, o sea, el Previous Yesterdays. Yesterday, Previous Day, y luego está el Yesterday también. Bueno, sí, el Previous Day, Week, Yesterdays, y el rango de las sesiones asiáticas y la sesión de Londres. Todo esto lo explico, lo explico en el curso de Smart Money gratuito, con libro incluido, gratis. A cambio de likes, gente, me vendo a cambio de likes.
Market structure, it made a new high. This means we're bullish, right? But instead, what it's really doing is inducing longs, right? Inducing traders to buy at the very top. This is the problem that I see a lot. Traders that lose money tend to sell at the very bottom and buy at the very top, right? And if I profit in London, so this is just my personal experience. I'm lotting up, right? So because I have money that I manage and big accounts, right? So I don't need to take many trades. I have huge positions. What I'll do if I profit in London, you really got to give me something really convincing for me to get back in New York, right? Okay. And then just one last thing on Fridays. And so I tend to not trade Mondays, right? I wait for Mondays to show me if my bias for the week is right? I just want to show what the market is giving me. And then Thursday, New York session to Friday, I'm looking for the reversal. We've had a bullish week. Too many people are on profit. What they tend to do, they tend to spike the high, right? Like it looks like a continuation, and then they'll bring it back down for the week. So that's pretty much what I do. But if I could sum it up, my whole strategy is I buy and sell above external and internal liquidity at areas of interest that are in premium or discount. I try to make it very simple, right?
¿Qué he visto? Momento, ¿qué he visto aquí?
Testing resistance at
Un momento. He visto otro vídeo muy bueno por ahí, a ver. No, este no es. Un momentito, gente. Mira Tori. Qué guapa es.
Internal areas of interest. Of interest that are in premium or
Si sale Churrupinski.
Every time one of my students.
Oye, qué bueno es este canal, ¿no? Me suscribo, tío. Buenísimo. Money Engineer. Bueno, gente, me voy a guardar este vídeo para otro momento. Bueno, ¿qué os ha parecido? Oye, a mí me ha gustado muchísimo. Me ha gustado muchísimo este vídeo. O sea, ha sacado los mejores traders de ICT, los que mejor lo hacen. Jade Cap, el Alex Solagnini, este que acabamos de aprender, otros traders que no conocía, explican su estrategia y su principal estrategia y cómo lo operan. Un vídeo maravilloso, me ha encantado. ¿Qué os ha parecido a vosotros, gente? A mí me ha encantado este vídeo. O sea, yo creo que se le puede sacar oro, que por cierto, ya lo digo, si estás viendo este vídeo en diferido, no te olvides de darle like, suscribirte al canal y activar la campanita. Y te voy a dejar este vídeo al final, luego, para que te lo puedas ver con calma. Qué lindo hacer el amor con Tori. Pero en lugar rodeado de espejos, rodeado de pantallas con gráficos. Hostia, ¿qué situación más erótica me acabas de describir, Faca? Por favor, si esto luego lo tengo que subir a YouTube, igual acabo censurado o funado, una de las dos cosas. Pero sí. Y en Profits, rodeado de gráficos en Profits, todo en azul. Ya entonces ya es el no va más. Bueno, amigos, espero que os haya gustado el vídeo. Por cierto, el canal de Money Engineer me mola bastante, así que like, suscribiros porque me gusta bastante. Y vamos con el siguiente vídeo.
Quiero ser un fondo, no más de prados y pastizales. Quiero ser un caballo de pura sangre y elegante. Correr sin límites en el mundo financiero. Invertir en trading, ganando dinero verdadero. Se pone a acabar